Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our little we got Deuteronomy chapter 1, let's read it together. These are the words Moses spoke to all Israel in the desert east of the Jordan, that is, in the Arabah, opposite Shur, between Paran and Tophel, Lavan, Hazaroth, and Dizahab. It takes 11 days to go from Horeb to Kadesh Barnea by the Mount Seir road. In the 40th year, on the first day of the 11th month, Moses proclaimed to the Israelites all that the Lord had commanded him concerning them. This was after he had defeated Sihon, king of the Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon, and Edrei had defeated Og, king of Bashan, who reigned in Ashtaroth. East of the Jordan, in the territory of Moab, Moses began to expound this law, saying, "The Lord our God said to us at Horeb, you have stayed long enough at this mountain. Break camp and advance into the hill country of the Amorites. Go to all the laboring peoples in the Arab, in the mountains, in the western foothills, in the Negev, and along the coast to the land of the Canaanites and to Lebanon, as far as the great river, the Euphrates. See, I have given you this land. Go in and take possession of the land that the Lord swore he would give to your fathers, to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and to their descendants after them. At the time I said to you, you are to have your burden for me to carry alone. The Lord your God has increased your numbers so that today you are as many as the stars in the sky. May the Lord, the God of your fathers, increase your 1,000 times and bless you as he has promised. But how can I bear your problems and your burdens and your disputes all by myself? Choose some wise, understanding, and respected man from each of your tribes, and I will set them over you." You answered me, "What you propose to do is good." So I took the leading men of your tribes, wise and respected men, and appointed men to have authority over you, as commanders of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, and of tens, and as tribal officials. And I charged your judges at the time, hear the disputes between your brothers and judge fairly, whether the case is between brother Israelite or between one of them and an alien. Do not show partiality in judging, fear both small and great alike. Do not be afraid of any man, for judgment belongs to God. Bring me any case to hear for you, and I will hear it. And at that time I told you everything you were to do. Then, as the Lord our God commanded us, we set out from Horeb and went toward the hill country of the Amorites through all that vast and restful desert that you have seen, and so we reached Kadesh Barnea. Then I said to you, you have reached the hill country of the Amorites, which the Lord our God is giving us. See, the Lord your God has given you the land. Go up and take possession of it as the Lord, the God of your fathers, told you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. Then all of you came to me and said, "Let us send men or herald to spy out the land for us and bring back a report about the routes we are to take and the towns we will come to." The idea seemed good to me, so I selected 12 of you, one man from each tribe. They left and went up into the hill country and came to the valley of Eshcol and explored it. Taking with them some of the fruits of the land, they brought it down to the earth and destroyed it. It is good land that is the Lord our God giving us. But you were unwilling to go up. You rebelled against the command of the Lord your God. You grumbled in your tents and said, the Lord hates us. So he brought us out of Egypt to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us. Where can we go? Our brothers had made us lose heart, they said. The people are stronger and taller than we are. The cities are large, with walls up to the sky. We even saw the Anakites there. Then I said to you, do not be terrified. Do not be afraid of them. The Lord your God, who is going before you, will fight for you, as he did for you in Egypt before your very eyes. And in the desert, there you saw how the Lord your God carried you, as a father carries his son, all the way you went until you reached this place. In spite of this, you did not trust in the Lord your God. He went ahead of you on your journey, in the fire by night and in the cloud by day, to search our places for you, to camp and to show you the ways you should go. When the Lord heard what you said, he was angry and solemnly swore, not a man of this evil generation shall see the good land I swore to your forefathers, except Caleb son of Jephunneh. He will see it, and I will give him and his descendants the land he set his feet on, because he followed the Lord wholeheartedly. Because of your Lord became angry with me also and said, you shall not enter it either. But your assistant Joshua son of Nun, you will enter it. Encourage him, because he will lead Israel to inherit it. And the little ones that you said would be taken captive, your children who do not yet know good from bad, they will enter the land. I will give it to them, and they will take possession of it. But as for you, turn around and set out through the desert along the route to the Red Sea. Then you replied, we have sinned against the Lord. We will go up and fight, as the Lord our God commanded us. So every one of you put on his weapons, thinking it easy to go up into the hill country. But the Lord said to me, tell me, do not go up and fight, because I will not be with you. You will be defeated by your enemies. So I told you, but you would not listen. You rebelled against the Lord's command, and in your arrogance you marched up into the hill country. The Amorites who live in those hills came out against you. They chased you like a swarm of bees and beat you down from Seir all the way to Hormah. You came back and wept before the Lord, but he paid no attention to your weeping and turned a deaf ear to you. And so you stayed in Kadesh many days, all the time you spent there. Deuteronomy chapter 1, verses 1 through 46. Thank you. Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our little of God, Deuteronomy chapter 2, let's read it together. Then we turned back and set out through the desert along the route to the Red Sea, as the Lord had directed me. For a long time we made our way around the hill country of Seir. Then the Lord said to me, you have made your way around this hill country long enough. Now turn north and give the people these orders. You are about to pass through the territory of your brothers, the descendants of Esau, who live in Seir. They will be afraid of you, but you very careful. Do not provoke them to war, for I will not give you any of their land, not even enough to put your foot on. I have given Esau the hill country of Seir as his own. You are to feed them in silver for the food you eat and the water you drink. The Lord your God has blessed you in all the work of your hands. He has watched over your journey from this vast desert. These 4 years the Lord your God has been with you, and you have not lacked anything. So we went on fast our brothers, the descendants of Esau, who live in Seir. We turned from the Araba road, which comes up from Elat and Ezion Geber, and traveled along the desert road of Moab. Then the Lord said to me, do not harass the Moabites or provoke them to war, for I will not give you any part of their land. I have given order to the descendants of Lot as a possession. The Amorites used to live there, a people strong and numerous and as tall as the Anakites. Like the Anakites, they too were considered their pride, but the Moabites called them Amorites. Harites used to live in Seir, but the descendants of Esau drove them out. They destroyed the Horites from before them and settled in their place, just as Israel did the land the Lord gave them as their possession. And the Lord said, now get up and cross the Jared Valley. So we crossed the valley. 8 years passed from the time we left Kadesh Barnea until we crossed the Jared Valley. By then, that entire generation of fighting men had perished from the camp, as the Lord had sworn to them. The Lord's hand was against them until he had completely eliminated them from the camp. And now, when the rest of these fighting men among the people had died, the Lord said to me, today you are to pass by the region of Moab at Aram. When you come to Ammonites, do not harass them to provoke them to war, for I will not give you possession of any land belonging to the Amorites. I have given it as a possession to the descendants of Lot. That was considered the land of the Pites who used to live there, but the Ammonites called them Jamominite. They were the people strong and numerous and as tall as the Anakites. The Lord destroyed them from before the Ammonites, who drove them out and settled in their place. The Lord had done the same for the descendants of Esau, who lived in Seir. When he destroyed the Horites from before them, they drive them out and have lived in their place to this day. And as for the Abites who lived in villages as far as Gaza, Captorites coming out to the capital destroyed them and settled in their place. Set out now and cross the Arnon Gorge. See, I have given into your hand Sihon the Amorites, king of Heshbon, and his country, began to take possession of it and engaged in battle. On this very day I will begin to put the terror and fear of you on all your nations under heaven. They will hear reports of you and will tremble and be in anguish because of you. From the desert of Kedemoth, I sent messengers to Sihon, king of Heshbon, offering peace and saying, let us pass through your country. We will stay on the main road. We will not turn aside to the right or to the left. Sell us food to eat and water to drink for their price in silver. Only let us pass through on foot. As the descendants of Esau, who live in Seir, and the Moabites who live in Ar, did for us until we crossed the Jordan into the land the Lord our God is giving us. But Sihon, king of Heshbon, refused to let us pass through, for the Lord your God has made his feet stubborn and his heart obstinate in order to give him into your hands, as he has now done. The Lord said to me, see, I have begun to deliver Sihon and his country over to you. Now begun to conquer and possess his land. When Sihon and all his army came out to meet us in battle at Jahaz, the Lord our God delivered him over to us, and we struck him down, together with his sons and his whole army. At the time we took all his towns and completely destroyed them, men, women, and children. We left no survivors. But the livestock and the plunder from the towns we had captured, we carried off for ourselves. From Aroer on the rim of the Arnon Gorge, and from the town in the gorge, even as far as Gilead, not one town was too strong for us. The Lord our God gave us all of them. For in accordance with the command of the Lord our God, you did not encroach on any of the land of the Ammonites, neither the land along the course of the Jabbok, nor that around the towns in the hill. Romans chapter 2, verses 1 through 37. Thank you. Hello everybody, nice to meet you. Our lead word of God, Deuteronomy chapter 3, let's read it together. Next we turned and went up along the road toward Basan. And Og, king of Basan, with his whole army, marched out to meet us in battle at Edrei. The Lord said to me, do not be afraid of him, for I have handed him over to you with his whole army and his land. Do to him what you did to Sihon, king of Amorites, who reigned in Heshbon. So the Lord our God also gave into our hands O king of Basan and all his army. We struck them down, leaving no survivors. At the time we took all his cities, there was not one of the 60 cities that we did not take from them. The whole reign of Argob, Og's kingdom, is in Basan. All these cities were fortified with high walls and with gates and bars, and they are also a great many unwalled village. We completely destroyed them as we had done with Sihon, king of Heshbon, destroying every city, men, women, and children. But all the livestock and the plunder from their cities we carried off for ourselves. So at the time we took from this to king of the Amorites the territory east of the Jordan, from the Arnon Gorge as far as Mount Hermon. Hermon is called city owned by the Sidonians, the Amorites called it Sinion. We took all the towns on the fled to and all Gilead, and all Bashan as far as Salech and Edrei, towns of Og's kingdom in Bashan. Only a king of Bashan was left over the remnant of the Lephrites. His bed was made of iron and was more than 13 feet long and 60 feet wide. It is still in Rabbah over the Ammonites. Of the land that we took over at that time, I gave the Reubenites and the Gadites the territory rose of the Arwa by the Aranon Gorge, including half the hill country of the Gilead, together with its towns. The rest of Gilead and also all the Bashan, the kingdom of Og, I gave the half tribe of Manasseh. The whole reign of Arab in Bashan reached to the Rhone as land over the Pite. Jael, or descendants of Manasseh, took the whole reign of Arab as far as the border of the Geshurite and the Maccasite. It was named after him, so that to this day Bashan is called Habot Jael. And I gave Gilead to Magir. But to the Reubenites and the Gadites, I gave the territory extending from Gilead down to the Aranon Gorge, the middle of the gorge being in the border, and out to the Jabbok River, which is the border of the Ammonites. Its western border was the Jordan and the Arabah, from Kinneret to the sea of the Arabah, the Salt Sea below the slopes of Pisgah. I commanded you at the time, the Lord your God has given you this land to take possession of it. But all your able, wise men armed for battle must cross over ahead of your brother Israelite. However, your wives, your children, and your livestock, I know you have much livestock, may stay in the town I have given you, until the Lord gives rest to your brothers as he has to you, and they too have taken over the land that the Lord your God is giving them. Across the Jordan, after that, each of you may go back to the possession I have given you. At the time I commanded Joshua, you have seen with your own eyes all that the Lord your God has done to these two kings. The Lord will do the same to all kingdoms over there where you are going. Do not be afraid of them. The Lord your God himself will fight for you. At the time I pleased with the Lord. O sovereign Lord, you have begun to show to your servant your greatness and your strong hand. For what God is there in heaven or earth, who can do this and mighty works you do? Let me go over and see the good land beyond the Jordan, that fine hill country and Lebanon. But because of you, the Lord was angry with me and would not listen to me. This is enough. The Lord said, do not speak to me anyone about this matter. Go up to the top of the figures and look west and north and south and east. Look at the land with your own eyes, since you are not going to cross this Jordan. But commission Joshua and encouraged and strengthened him, for he will lead these people across and will cause them to inherit the land that you will see. So we stayed in the valley near Beth-Peor. Deuteronomy chapter 3, verses 1 through 29. Thank you.